In physics last class, we discussed about the properties of the charges. From the properties, we learn there are two type of charges. One is positive charge and another one is negative charge. Okay. So now we are going to discuss about the Coulomb's law. In the year of 1786, the scientist Coulomb studied the electrostatic force between the two stationary charges and deduced one law, that is Coulomb's law. Now I am going to give statement for the Coulomb's law. It is important 3 mark question. According to the Coulomb's law, the force of attraction or repulsion between two stationary charges placed in vacuum is directly proportional to product of the magnitude of charges and inversely proportional to square of distance between them. The direction of force is along the line joining the forces. Okay students, this is a statement of Coulomb's law. It is important 3 mark question answer. The force of attraction or repulsion between two stationary charges placed in vacuum is directly proportional to product of the magnitude of the charges and inversely proportional to square of distance between them. The direction of force is always along the line joining the forces. Okay, right? It is a statement of the Coulomb's law. So in a formula, to explain this Coulomb's law, we consider, okay, within this Coulomb's law, I am going to explain some important aspect of the Coulomb's law. Okay, so to explain this Coulomb's law, we consider 2-point charges. Okay, that is Q1 and Q2. We take the Q1 is one positive charge, Q2 is another positive charge. Okay, these are the stationary charges. These charges is placed in vacuum with the distance r. So both charges are like charges, so there is experience of force, that is a repulsive force. So now we are going to calculate the force exerted on the second charge due to the first charge, that is F21. F21 means force exerted on the second charge due to first charge. Okay, it is a vector quantity, so you can write like this. So there is experience of force, repulsive force. It has a direction is like this. So the force exerted on the second charge due to the first charge, it can be written as F21 vector. Okay, so according to the Coulomb's law, we are calculate the values of the force of repulsion between the two stationary charges, that is F21 is directly proportional to product of the magnitude of the charges and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So we can write F vector is directly proportional to q1 q2 r square. Okay, so here we want to give the magnitude, and the direction means here it is the direction of the forces is along the line joining the forces. Along the line joining the forces means we can write R12 cap. So the R12 cap means here the direction of the force is directed from R12 means that is a unit vector, that is directed from the first charge to second charge. Okay, so we can write F21 vector is equal to means here directly proportional change to equal means we want to give one constant values, that is k into q1 q2 divided by r square R12 cap. Okay, so here this R12 cap is the unit vector directed from charge q1 to q2. Okay, due to the charge q1 there is experience of force. Okay, like here k means that is constant of proportionality. It has the values k is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. Here the epsilon naught is the permittivity of vacuum or free space. Epsilon naught is the permittivity of vacuum or free space. Here the value of epsilon naught is equal to 8.854 into 10 power minus 12 Coulomb square Newton inverse meter inverse square. So we can calculate the values of the k is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. So it is equal to 1 divided by 4 into 3.14 into 8.854 into 10 power minus 12. So it is equal to 1 divided by, if you multiply these values, it is equal to 111.20624 into 10 power minus 12. So it will become as 0.0089963 into 10 power plus 12. So these values of k is equal to, it can be written as 3 decimal, we move this point, so 8.99 into 10 power 9. Okay, so this values, this formula, it can be written as F21 is equal to k means 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into q1 q2 divided by r square R12 cap. This is a formula for this final values of the force of repulsion between the charges. F21 vector is equal to k means 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. So we calculate the values of the k, so it can be written as F21 vector is equal to 8.9 into 10 power 9. It can be written as 9 into 10 power 9. Okay, so it can be written as 9 into 10 power 9 q1 q2 divided by r square R12 cap. Okay, so to determine the magnitude of the charges, this is a fourth aspect of the Coulomb's law. To determine the magnitude of this force, we consider the q1 and q2 are the same charges, it has the same magnitude. We can take the q1 and q2, it has the values is 1 Coulomb, and these charges are separated, the distance is 1 meter. We consider to determine the magnitude of the force, we consider the two charges, it has the same magnitude, that is equal to 1 Coulomb, and it is separated, the distance is 1 meter, means we can calculate the magnitude of the force F21 vector is equal to 9 into 10 power 9, 1 coulomb divided by 1 meter square. So we get F21 vector is equal to, that is 9 into 10 power 9. So here we are calculated from the 9 into 10 power 9 Newton. Okay, force means that is a Newton. Okay, so here it can be written as F21 modulus is equal to 9 into 10 power 9 Newton. Okay, students, why we are using the modulus here means, here we calculated the force of repulsion between the two charges, that is 9 into 10 power 9 Newton. Suppose if you are calculating the force of attraction between the two charges means it is give the values in negative. So after we will go to discuss about that. In seventh aspect of the Coulomb's law, we are going to calculate about that. Okay. So here that value of the force of attraction or the force of repulsion, here it is the values in negative or positive. It's depend upon the nature of the charges. Okay, so only here we are using this modulus. Okay students, do you understand? Okay students, we calculated the magnitude of the force F21 modulus is equal to 9 into 10 power 9 Newton. We calculated this force by using the magnitude of the charge is 1 coulomb. Okay, we calculated this value, so by using the charges is 1 coulomb. Okay, but we never come across 1 coulomb of charge in practice. Okay, in our day-to-day life we are using the value of the charges in the order of micro coulomb or nano coulomb. Already you know micro coulomb means in the order of the 10 power minus 6, nano coulomb means in the order of the 10 power minus 9. Okay student, so we never across 1 coulomb of charge in practice. Okay, so the next aspect of Coulomb's law, that is important features of the Coulomb's law, we calculated the force of attraction or repulsion between the two charges. The charges is placed in vacuum. Now we consider if the charges are placed in medium. If the charges are placed in medium means the force of attraction or repulsion between the charges, it can be written as F21 vector is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon Q1 Q2 divided by R square R1 to cap. Here what is this epsilon? The epsilon means it is gives permittivity of medium. Here you need to listen. Here this permittivity of the medium epsilon is always greater than the permittivity of vacuum or free space. So if the values of epsilon is always greater than means you are calculate the force of attraction or force of repulsion between the charges when it is placed in medium is always lesser than the force of attraction or force of repulsion between the charges when it is placed in free space. Okay students, are you understood? Here the permittivity of the medium is always greater than the permittivity of free space. So if you calculate the force of attraction or repulsion between the charges when it is placed in medium is always lesser than the force of attraction or repulsion between the charges is when it is placed in free space. Okay student, right. So from the relative from the permittivity of the medium and permittivity of free space, now we are going to explain the relation between the permittivity of the medium and permittivity of the free space. So here the relation between the permittivity of the medium and permittivity of the free space is given by epsilon r is equal to epsilon divided by epsilon naught. Here the epsilon r is called relative permittivity. Already you know epsilon means permittivity of media. Epsilon naught means permittivity of free space or vacuum. Okay, so you can give the definition for the relative permittivity from this equation. Epsilon r is equal to epsilon divided by epsilon. It is important 2 more questions, students. Okay, define relative permittivity. The relative permittivity is defined as the ratio of permittivity of medium to the permittivity of free space or vacuum. So here the epsilon r is equal to 1 for air or vacuum. Okay, the epsilon r is equal to 1 for air or vacuum. It is important. One more question. The relative permittivity is equal to 1 for air or vacuum. Here the epsilon r is always greater than 1 for another medium. For a solid and liquid, here the relative permittivity is always greater than 1. Okay, students.